Hey, what's going on, everyone? As you see on screen here, you see this Dan Marino authentic throwback jersey. And obviously, when you see a throwback jersey, you see the authentic material that it consists of. It's sewn, the numbers, along with these etchings on the sleeve and everything, or patches that represent that era in time, are not ironed on but sewn on. The material of the jersey in general is of a cloth material rather than the basic cheap mesh material like you see in this jersey right here. This replica jersey of the same player, but everything is more of an iron on. You know what I'm saying? From the number and the name on the back and even on the sleeves. But with that being said, would somebody honestly say that the replica is a better quality jersey than the traditional throwback jersey? Obviously not. Now, if somebody did say that, that's their own opinion, and their own personal opinion. But we know that factually, it is not going to be a better quality. Hey, what's up? This is Smitty on behalf of Sim Standard, back on the scene. And this is basically just to address a few things here. First and foremost, that I've been sitting back watching community videos, watching Madden demo gameplay, because I don't have the network connectivity where I'm currently staying, so I'm unable to honestly um, play the game or what have you. But just from watching a lot of gameplay, I mean, the game, like I've said before, the game's decent, but it is not the standard or what have you, and it still makes NFL 2K5 relevant to this day. And I'm gonna get to that point in just a moment here. There's some things I want to put out. First and foremost, we at the Sim Standard, as well as the Sim gaming community, understood before the Sim Standard and even years ago. We obviously understand that Madden, NFL 2K, All Pro Football, all these games are exactly that. They're video games. We're not saying that these games are real life. None of us said that the game has to be 100% simulation. We understand that if we want to feel the real experience, to go outside and play the game that we love, the sport that we love, or what have you, that's perfectly understood. That's fine and well. But we're talking about gameplay authenticity of a sport that's labeled as simulation. That being Madden. We're not going by the American definition. The definition on Wikipedia of what American football is. We're not going by that. We're going by the depth of authenticity, which has been lacking from EA for years. That's why NFL 2K5, which was the only 2K sports football game amongst that poll on Operation Sports, was voted the best football game of the decade of games that were on PS2 as well as on next gen consoles alike. You know what I'm saying? It was the best game out there. It was because that game, the gameplay was second to none in comparison to what EA has put out over various years. And there are still things represented in NFL 2K5 and All Pro Football, respectively, that represent football authenticity better than EA. See, when people make the statement, let 2K go, let 2K go, the game's old, it's over, let it go. The thing is, we let it go, but EA keeps on making the game relevant. When they have, listen, when foot planting is more respectively done in All Pro Football than it is in Madden, guess what? EA just made All Pro Football relevant again. When bump and run coverages are better represented in All Pro Football than it is in Madden or NCAA 12, guess what? 2K Sports was just made relevant again in terms of football. When catching animations, when fundamental blocking on offense and defense, regardless if it's how a cornerback should cover or how a wide receiver should catch a ball, which Azura done videos showcasing it. Guess what? You just made NFL 2K5 and All Pro Football relevant again. And that's what EA has been doing over these years. They keep making these old games relevant. There are things even in this year's game that make NFL 2K5 relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, I know True Sim Gamer put out the video showcasing the quarterback, with the ball morphing in his arm or whatever, and saying that's not relevant. But think about this: what if the ball was morphed into or fused into the quarterback's wrist on release, and a defender jumps up to swat the ball and it gets slapped down? But if the ball was placed in his hand where it should be on release, the pass would have got away cleanly. Then that would be a gameplay hindrance. See, we look at it in hindsight, we look at it as nitpicking. But honestly, that is a potential detrimental gameplay issue. You know what I'm saying? There are many fundamental aspects that EA has done themselves wrong in that make 2K still stand out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to keep 2K in the limelight just because. It's because that game honestly is better. Presentation, obviously, presentation is still going to be better in 2K5 on an overall aspect than it is for a Madden 12. Now, they made improvements, but the thing is, like it said by many people, and we all know this. How long is it going to be before you hit X? How long is it before you hit that X or A button? How long is it going to be before you just bypass all those things? It's going to happen. You're going to get tired of it. You're going to skip all those intros and everything and get straight to the game. We all do it. Whether it's NFL 2K5, All Pro Football, whatever. We all do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Then it's going to come down to the gameplay. And we already know, All Pro Football, we just know 2K Sports has more authenticity in their game. And it's a shame to see that you have better offense and defensive line interactions in a 7-year-old game in comparison to a game that's coming out this year. That doesn't make any sense. And you can refute it and say, well, you're just holding on to the game. No. It's factually shown all over YouTube. When people come out and make fun of Backbreaker and talk about how flawed that game is, we don't even need to talk about how many amongst the thousands and thousands of videos that showcase all the plaguing issues in Madden and NCAA. We don't even need to go down that road. So it's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? It's irrelevant. EA's game is far from perfect. Madden 04 and 05 were not perfect football games, but they were solid football games that gave you immense, authentic gameplay. It gave you the authenticity of NFL Sunday action in the game. That's what made Madden 04 and Madden 05 sweet. And then to complement it was the franchise mode and everything else. You didn't have to the slider sets were not the marquee feature that made the gameplay decent. Nowadays, you gotta look. They even have it spotlighted on Operation Sports. They have an article where they're talking about that, and they showcase the gameplay. If the gameplay is not on point, use these people's slider sets until the next patch comes out. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? EA never had to serve it up like that. But now that's how they get down. You got to get, it should say on the back of the box, Madden 12, true to the game after versus slider set and difficulty adjustment. I mean, that's what it should say. And I'm just using versus for example, but there are many other users, shout out to the community, of course, but there are many other users that have created slider sets. And I mean, you could just put their name in that slot and just say, is it going to be true to the game after they put in their sliders? I mean, that's ridiculous. That should never be the case. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to make this point, you know what I'm saying? Because I know many naysayers are going to come out and they're going to come out against this video and say, oh, you talking smack, and oh, you don't know what you're talking about, Smitty, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I know what I'm talking about. I played the games. I've been rocking these games since '88. So I know very well what I'm talking about. So therefore, I'm just making this point. You know what I'm saying? This is not our livelihood. This is not our lifestyle. We know that these are video games. All these things are a hobby to us. It's not. We're not taking it that deep. But what it is, it's about the consumer not being cheated and getting a quality product. And when I see something in an old product that is outshining something brand new, that tells me I should stick with the old product just a little bit longer until the new product is outshined. That's like me, and I'm gonna end it with this example. That's like me getting an old car and it has features in it that are still better than the car made for the 2012 model year. If that's the case, why should I trade in my 19? I'm just saying, for example, if it's a 1994 car, why would I trade that in and it still runs beautifully and it has everything that I have and even some things that are better than this brand new model car? You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't make sense until it's completely outshined. Then it would make sense for me to trade that vehicle in. That's just a real world example I want to leave out there. But like I said, truest game out there. 2K Sports is a better football game overall, and I mean it's unfortunate to say, but it is. And if people want to debate that, put up the videos and showcase it. Put the video responses up, so then we can have a nice little rebuttal and go back and forth on that. I would love to. I would love to see that happen because every time we welcome it, people next to never put up a true video response saying like, well, this game is so much better and here's exactly why. And nobody can do that because NFL 2K5 and All Pro Football 2K8, people know very well those games are the better quality, authentic football experiences. Or at least they showcase more authentic football gameplay than EA does right now, even to this date. So on that note, people, this is my coming back video, and like I said, got nothing but love for all of y'all. God bless, and to the next one, peace out, y'all.